Hey, aloha guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to transform this Hobie plug-in kayak cart into an easier to use kayak cart. I know the title mentions a hack, but it's not really going to be hacking into this cart itself. Everything is going to stay the same. I'm not going to remove these. I'm not going to drill into it. I'm not going to weld into it. So yeah, it's going to be exactly the same. And you can also convert it back into its original form. So yeah. But anyway, I know a lot of you guys out there have a love-hate relationship with this kayak cart. A lot of you guys love it because it's easy to use. In some cases, it's a simple design. The tires are excellent. These are the Wheelies tires, and these are actually the best balloon tires for our coarse, loose, soft Hawaiian sand. It's also made by Hobie, and it's well built. So then comes the hate. Just using it. If you're using your kayak empty, just your kayak, no gear, it's simple. All you gotta do is tilt the kayak off to its side, plug in the cart, sand it back up, and then off you go. But if you're a serious fisherman like me, we tend to carry a lot of gear on our kayaks. So all that added up makes it very heavy. That's where it gets tough when using this cart. I mean, you can plug in the cart like I mentioned earlier when it's empty, and then load up your cart. But when you roll down to the water, then you gotta get it out. In order to do that, you need to lift up the rear of the kayak high enough to let the cart drop out. And with a fully loaded kayak, that's a pretty tough proposition. I'm short. I'm 5'5", so for me, I have to work extra hard just to get that kayak up high enough to let the kayak cart fall out. Also, when you come in from your fishing trip, you have to, again, the kayak is full of gear. You have to find a way to get this kayak cart back in the scupper holes in order for you to roll up your kayak up on the beach. Again, it's a tough proposition. If you have the smaller Hobie tires, the heavy duty tires, then you can leave the kayak in the water and then swim this cart into the water underneath the kayak and plug it in from below. But if you have these big tires, I don't know if you tried it before. I know a lot of you did try. It's tough getting these tires sunk into the water deep enough to get these rods or tubes into the kayak scupper holes. So yeah, that's the tough part. But of course, there is the other kayak hack / mod, or whatever you want to call it, where you remove these plugs and this doodad right here, and you replace it with some Hobie screw-in pad eyes, and then hook up some bungee cord with a hook at the end, and then, well, you've seen the video, and there's tons of videos on that subject, and I'm not gonna go too much into that. But anyway, with that mod, you still have to lift up the kayak high enough to get these into the scupper holes. Okay, let me tell you about my first experience with this cart. This was like about 2 years ago. My first time using this cart, because I just got it. I went to my spot, tilted the kayak over on its side, plugged it in, stood it back up, loaded it up with gear. Then I rolled it down to the beach. All easy enough, right? And I'm short, so I had to lift up the rear of my kayak fully loaded. I have to use more of my arms and my shoulders to lift it up high enough. I actually had to tippy-toe myself. Tried lifting the kayak up high enough to get the cart to drop out. Then I pulled a muscle in my back. So I was in excruciating pain. I actually had to leave the kayak on the beach while I went to my truck and drove 5 minutes away. Thankfully, it was a short trip to a pharmacy where I picked up some painkillers, and then I drove back, and then luckily nobody bothered with my kayak. While in pain, I had to take all the gear off of my kayak, bring it to the truck, and then slowly roll the kayak back to the truck and load everything up, and I went home. And I was in pain for like 3 or 4 days. But yeah, anyway, that was my first experience with this kayak cart, and I never used it since because I hurt my back. From then on, I was thinking, okay, what are you gonna do, Joe? You gonna get rid of it, or are you gonna do something with it? I didn't want to get rid of it because I like the tires, like I mentioned earlier. So I was thinking maybe I could use the tires for another project, put it on another cart, or whatever. I also was thinking of maybe I can make an attachment for this cart itself, So I drew up some sketches, and after doing some brainstorming and some sketches on paper, I came up with a design using PVC, and ended up with a final design. And just as I was about to start on the project, I seen some pictures and some videos about the new Wilderness Systems kayak cart. And then I thought, what the heck? Let's try it out. So I ordered it on Amazon, got it in, and I basically used it ever since. As a result, this cart went in the corner of my garage and got forgotten about, including the project that I was supposed to do with it, and sat there for almost 2 years. So fast forward a couple weeks ago, while cleaning my garage, I ran into this cart again, and so I decided to start on a project. Went to my shed, got some scrap 1-inch PVC pipe. I went to the hardware store and got me some 1-inch PVC fittings, and cut up some pieces, did some more measuring just to make sure everything is good, and then I glued up everything together, and the finished product was, to me, was perfect. Now hopefully it'll give you guys the inspiration to do your own. Let's call this an attachment. It's not really a hack like I mentioned earlier. It'll attach to this cart. You can remove it, and if you decide to sell this cart later on, your cart will still be the same, and there will be no changes to it. So yeah, hopefully it'll inspire you guys to do your own, and hopefully it'll change your mind about selling your Hobie plug-in kayak cart if you were thinking about it. Yeah, so please stay tuned. Please keep watching the video, and yeah, I got some footage of me cutting the pieces and gluing it together, and using the cart with the attachment itself. So all right guys, just keep watching the video. Hope you guys like it. Hopefully it's helpful for you guys. Yeah, keep watching. Aloha. All right, I got all my parts. Check the list. All right, guys. These are the parts that you need for the project. As I mentioned before, this is 1-inch PVC pipe and 1-inch PVC fittings. I'll give you guys a quick breakdown on the parts count. For the T's, you need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 45s, you need 2. 90s, you need 2. For the PVC pipe, these two 12-inch pieces and these two 10 and 1/8 inch pieces are the bunks. These two 9 and 13/16 pieces are the crossbars. These two 3 and 5/8 inch pieces are the risers for right underneath the bunk on the axle side, and these 3 and 3/4 inch pieces are the risers for the bunk on the front side. And these 4 pieces are 1 and 7/8 inch pieces. I'm going to be using these to connect fittings together when it's flush like this. I'm going to be using regular PVC cement. I won't be using primer. I don't feel the need to use primer. I'm just going to make sure that all the surfaces are clean free of oil. And I'm going to be using this table to glue up everything, but I'm also going to be using a very thick piece of plexiglass. I know that plexiglass is flat, so I need that to make sure when I glue up everything, I'm going to press it against the board and make sure everything is perpendicular to each other or in line with each other. I need to do that so I don't run into any problems down the line during the project. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to be putting everything together shortly, so right on. Alright guys, I'm just about ready to glue up everything together. That hum that you hear in the background, that's my fan. I'm using the fan to blow away any fumes that might bother me, so please excuse the background noise. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with these are the 10 1/8 inch pieces. These are the bunks. I'm gonna glue it to this 90, which is going down to the axle. So again, I'm gonna be using this thick piece of plexiglass to make sure when I glue up everything together, it'll be aligned. Of course, you apply glue to both pieces and then insert and then turn and then hold. You need to hold it because the glue actually pushes the parts apart. So for some reason, I think so, it's just a reaction, but so you need to hold it together for a few seconds before letting it go. There you go. Now we're gonna glue on the T. So again, glue. Not too much because you're going to drip all over the place. Twist, turn, and then push on the table, a flat surface, hold, and make sure you're aligned, and then okay, seems okay. I'm going to make the other piece. This time I'm going to make sure I have a flat area on here. I'm not going to be using this side to put up against the table because there's this bump here. So now I'm going to attach the rest of the bunks. These are 12-inch pieces. Simple enough. Okay. Got those two pieces. Now comes I gotta glue these like that. So this is going over the axle and this is connecting to the crossbar. So again, I gotta make sure I can glue it all lined up. So I'm going to be using the 1 7/8 inch pieces to connect them together. Okay, let me double check that again, just so I don't waste any pieces. I actually bought extra pieces, extra fittings, just in case I screw it up, and then I don't have to go run to the hardware store and buy some more. So yeah, over the axle, crossbar, yeah. Okay, so one like that, and then one like this. Okay, so again, we're gonna be making it like this. So I'm gonna be gluing on this fitting. Now, again, we gotta glue up these pieces and make sure they're in line with each other. And on this side, we're gonna be using the, let me check my notes. Uh, 3 5/8 pieces are going to be over the axle, and these, the 3 3/4, go over towards the front of the cart. We'll check. Yeah, 3 3/4. Riser, yeah. 5/8 axle. Whoa, almost glued them up wrong. Whew, good thing I checked. These will go here. These go here. Good thing I checked. So these are going over the axle, and this is towards the open side. This is where the cart frame is going to be pointing this way. So, ooh, yikes, almost got that one screwed up. So I have to use the 3 5/8 inch risers on this end. So glue the risers in here. Make sure again, these are the axle ones facing right. Check my notes. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be using the same way to line this up perpendicular to the way the bunks are going. So I'm gonna be using a square. Okay. Good. Now this is going to be the opposite way. Like that. So this way. All right, in closer. Now these gotta get glued in. Actually, I should have glued these together before I glue these, but no sweat. Oh, not like that, of course. Yikes. Okay. Make sure the fittings for the crossbars are going to be facing the same way, and this is going with the cart frame. Okay, and then you could glue up these pieces if you want. Let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, almost there. We don't need this anymore. We can just lock these pieces on. Remember now, top holes, not this one. Voila, there she is. Not quite finished yet, but got most of the difficult parts done. Let's see. We gotta, these need to go over the axles, so I'm gonna cut the slot here with the jigsaw. As you can see, it's a little bit off, but there shouldn't be no problem. If it is a problem, just take a heat gun to it. PVC is very workable when it's hot and melted, and you can kind of tweak it. So, but yeah, let's do a quick test fitting and see how it goes. Okay. Okay, let's see. Tubes in like that. And with the slots cut, it should fit right over. But something is wrong here. It looks like it's short. Which is easy to remedy. Is all I gotta do is remove these stoppers, and that should fix it right away. So no biggie. Yeah. Stay tuned. I'm gonna finish this up and see you then. Okay, now I gotta cut these slots in these pieces, this and this right here. These slots are gonna allow the frame to drop onto the axle, and the axle is gonna rest on here, or rather, this part is gonna rest on the axle. So this is like a 3/4 inch wide. The slot is just there for the axle to pass through, basically. So yeah, so I have a jigsaw here, and I have a jigsaw blade that I cut down. I forget how much I cut. It was like about like this long originally. So yeah, about a half. I didn't have a shorter one, so I needed to cut this blade down in order for me to cut this section without hitting the other part of the fitting. So basically, I just cut it with a Dremel cutoff wheel. It's just enough to clear the bottom side of the fitting. So here we go. Just use a medium speed, not too fast. This is plastic, so, and this is a metal blade. Okay, and next this one. Remember now, cut the ones that's going across and not these. You could probably use a hacksaw as well. It's gonna take longer, but it'll do the job. I just had a jigsaw on hand, so it makes life a lot easier, for me at least. There you go. You can get a rough file to clean this up. And then some sandpaper. Make it all pretty. All right, checking the fit. I still haven't removed these stoppers right here, but let's see if it fits anyway. Fits. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. It's not sitting on the axle properly, so we might have to remove these stoppers. Okay, so I removed the stoppers. That was easy enough. And now let's try and see how the fit is. Boom. Yeah. So yeah, you can use it without the stoppers. These being hooked on here on the axle will prevent it from sliding off. So, but of course you could also maybe glue some Velcro straps just to make sure it doesn't come off. But yeah, there it is. And then to remove it, it's just like that. Simple as that. Alright guys, here is the finished project. Sorry I didn't get any footage of me painting it. The silver glitter gets everywhere and I didn't want to get it on the camera. Besides, the video is already long and I didn't want to bore you guys with painting footage. But I did use Krylon Fusion paint and primer all in one to paint it. I used a metallic silver. I made sure to wash the project thoroughly with soap and water and then let it dry thoroughly, and then I put several coats on, and I used silver because I thought it would match the polished stainless steel, the gray, and the black of the Hobie plug-in cart. And with this attached to the cart, it matches very well. It looks great, and yeah, I'm happy with it. I also didn't get any footage of me installing the foam tape. I use this foam tape here. I doubled it up just to make it thicker. It just sticked it on, it's self-adhesive, and I just sticked it to the top. I wrapped it with some black tape. You could also use pool noodle. I think so it would be actually better than this right here, because the pool noodle being thicker and softer, it'll conform to different shapes of other kayaks. It'll conform to irregularities in under the kayaks, like for example scupper holes or transducer pockets. But yeah, it'll make this attachment with the cart more versatile, and you could use it with more kayaks. Not all of them, I'm sure, but that's a big plus. And don't forget, guys, you don't have to copy this design exactly. You could make it your own. You could do some modifications here and there. For example, you could use a T-fitting here instead of the 90 to extend this bunk longer. You could make this side of the bunk shorter. You could use a 90 here instead of the 45. You could make the risers taller, shorter. You could even heat these up with a heat gun, and you can splay these bunks out wider or even narrower to accommodate different kayaks. As I mentioned before with the pool noodle, with it being fat and soft, it'll conform to the different shapes of the hulls of different kayaks. So yeah, you could do whatever you want with this. Who knows, you might, come up with a better design, or a design that better fits your needs. So yeah, just go with it. And I'm just happy to share this design with you guys. And I don't know if there's another one out there. I don't know if anybody else did this same mod or hack or something similar to it. Yeah, just keep watching, guys. I got some footage of me using this attachment with the cart with my Hobie Revo 13 and a Ocean Kayak Trident 13. Keep watching, guys. Thank you. Aloha. All right, there she is. Excuse the wind. That's my Revo 13. So I'm going to show you guys from a POV perspective first how easy it is to load it up on the cart. Just set it up like you would usually do with these type of carts. And there you go. Kind of offset because I don't know if you know, the Revolutions have the seat well drain scupper that sometimes gets in the way. That's the reasoning for the foam also. Yeah, and now I'm going to show you from a different view how I load it up. Alright guys, that's the conclusion of the video. Hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my contraption. Yeah, and hopefully you didn't find the video too long. I didn't plan it to be that long, but ended up being over half an hour long. But it is what it is. So yeah, I hope you guys watch it all the way, just to get all the information you guys can get. But yeah, just stay tuned. I'll be coming out with more videos, hopefully more on the water. I haven't been on the water for a while. So yeah, just thanks again guys. Aloha, and I'll see you guys soon.